What is going on, everybody? My name is Kneeckoh and welcome back to another competitive Pokemon Scarlet and Violet video. Today, what I want to do is take the Paldea Dex, everything that we have, now that we are reaching pretty much the end of the Paldea Dex format, and list the Pokemon on what I think are the best in competitive play. I think now that we've kind of played with a bit of everything, and now we're getting into the Ruinous Pokemon as well, and next is probably going to be Miraidon and Koraidon, and then we'll probably move into an expanded Dex format. I want to go over everything that we have to offer here in Gen 9 for competitive Pokemon. So if this is your first time here on the channel, make sure you are subscribed for daily competitive Pokemon content from me in the future. Let's get into it. So let's just start with our starters. I wish it was just final evolutions here for these guys. I will put Meowscarada in a solid B tier. Just because I think Meowscarada is really solid. Not currently, it's kind of fallen off since Series 1, but I still think it's a good Pokemon nonetheless, and I still see it occasionally pop up. In terms of Skeledirge, I think it was good at the start. As more things became available to kind of just deal with it, especially with the Ruinous Pokemon in play, this has dropped dramatically. I still think it's like a solid C Pokemon, but I wouldn't put it that high. I want to say the same for Quaquaval. It's just outclassed by like Palafin and things like that dramatically. The only pre-evolutions I'm going to put in here are Pokemon that like benefit from Eviolite. I don't think I'm going to bother putting everything in here. Oinkleon is a D. Doesn't really do a whole lot. Same with Spidops. Spidops doesn't do a whole lot. Low Kicks. Gosh. I'm going to put it D. It's just not very good. I mean, I guess I could move it up to like C just for like first impression stuff. Like you can do stuff with it and it's not a horrible Pokemon. It's just not that great. I definitely think we also put Jumpluff in C. I think we need another row. We need another row. And it needs to be F. It's just an F tier. For horrible Pokemon. These can go down here. Lokix, I'll put a D. I think Jumpluff's fine because you can do like, like chlorophyll stuff with it. It's pretty good. I'm gonna put Talonflame up in a B tier. Good Pokemon. I think the same of Palmot. I think Palmot's pretty solid there. I'm gonna put Houndoom in D. Just because it's there. It's usable, but it's nothing special. That's an F. Don't worry about it. Greedent. I mean, it's like the same deal. It's like bottom. Sunflora. I mean, like it's usable. I'm actually gonna move Greedent up because it's like its belly drum shenanigans are there. F for Kricketune. Vivian. I'm gonna put it D because people have been using some Vivian tech. Vespiquen's always an F tier. It's horrible. Corviknight. I'm gonna put it at a solid B. It's just so bulky. It's so solid. It's just really cool Pokemon. So I think Corviknight sees enough use that I feel very comfortable adding it to a B tier. It's just very versatile. Super useful, especially with Terra. It just makes it even better. Chansey, I'm gonna put at like a D. Like it's usable. Not a lot of people are doing anything with it. I'm gonna do the same thing for Blissey. Like you can use both. Azumarill, that's a B. Azumarill is a solid B tier Pokemon. Floatzel, I'm gonna put C. It's good, does things. Unfortunately for the Claude, I feel like I just have to put it in. I'll put it in D because it's like you can get away with some stuff, but it's nothing crazy. I'm gonna do the same for Golduck. Dreadnought, solid C. Where are we at here? Wigglytuff. I mean, I'm gonna put it D. Doesn't do a whole lot, but it's there. Gardevoir. Gardevoir's not horrible. It's just, I'm gonna put it C. It's a solid C tier pick right now. Same with Gallade. I think both are good C tier picks because none of them are really like popping off right now. But I'm gonna put Hypno in F. Gengar. I mean it's C. You could get away with using it. Mousehold is a B tier without a doubt. Mousehold's actually really good. I almost want to put it in at an A tier category. Because it's an incredibly versatile Pokemon right now. Do I want to move it up to A? I'm going to move it up to A. I'm going to move it to A because I think it's just going to keep popping up, especially with the Ruinous Pokemon. I think it's just really, really solid. Raichu can be a C for sure, especially once we get into more like electric type attackers in the format. It'll be a really good Pokemon. Darkspun, I think it's fine as a C tier Pokemon. I mean, this does damage. I'm gonna put it at C. Like, Serena, again, I'm gonna go with C. Arboliva is a C. Sudowoodo goes to D. I mean, it's gonna take a second before we start getting a lot of like A's, and how many S's there are, I really don't know. Lycanroc is a C. I don't think it's anything special. Colossal, it's very tricky to get it to work like it did in Sword and Shield, but I mean, it is still a decent Pokemon. Luxray, just nothing happens with that. Tailwind Setter, so that's a C. Tailwind Final Gambit stuff. Ampharos, I mean, it could probably work on some stuff. It does decent damage. I'm gonna put it in C. Lilligant, I want to say, is a good C tier Pokemon. Yeah, I think Lilligant's pretty good as a C. Oricorio, I'm gonna put as a C. Breloom, C. I think Breloom's pretty solid. I'm gonna do the same for Flapple and Appleton. Like, you can fit them onto teams, but they're nothing special. Let's see here. Where are we at? You're going to D tier, Grumpig. I'm actually seeing people use Mischievous with Eviolite, so I'm gonna put it in C tier. It has use. I don't think many people are using Mismagius, but I'll just throw it in C. Hariyama is going to be a C tier. Good Pokemon. Crabominable doesn't really do much. Salazzle, C. Fake out stuff. Fast Pokemon. Donphan is just kind of outclassed, but I'll put it in C. Does anybody use this? Does anybody? I'm gonna put it there. Garchomp. I'm gonna put Garchomp still at a B. I know it's fallen off a little bit, but I think Garchomp is still just incredibly solid as a Pokemon right now. People are still running their Earthquake shenanigans. Garganacl is another B tier that I'm going to throw on there. Pelipper, again, B. I think Pelipper's just been incredibly solid throughout the entirety of Sword and Shield so far, pairing it with things like Azumarill, Dreadnought, Palafin, Floatzel. Like, there's a lot of Pokemon that really benefit from it, and it counters Torkoal so hard, so I really think it's a solid bring. Gyarados, C tier. Let's see here. Barraskewda, I mean, it's a C. It's not a bad Pokemon. It's just nothing special. Swalot, I'm going to put in D. Put that in D. Persian goes in D. Drifloon, I'm going to put it as C. Some people are using it. It's kind of there. Florges, I'm going to put in C as well. I like that as, yeah, that's solid, I think. Because people are using it for, like, cheeky stuff with, like, Symbiosis and things like that. I think it's pretty cool on the ladder. Torkoal, I think it's just a good B. I think these two just deserve that spot just based on what they do, because they're, like, the only Pokemon that do it currently in the metagame. Camerupt. Camerupt, I'm just going to put it in C. I have seen it on a couple teams. I don't think it's anything crazy. Same with Bronzong. I'm going to put C. Haxorus, nobody uses it. I'm going to put it there. Annihilate, I'm going to put it a solid... Oh, this might be an A tier because it's been so consistent. It's been so consistently good. I think I almost have to put it A tier just for that reason alone. Between the Final Gambit stuff that it originally ran and then switching up into like beat up with Mousehold, I mean, I think it's just a really good Pokemon. You know, I went right by Dugtrio, but I mean, like, it's not a great Pokemon. Let's see here. We've got Medicham. I mean, it's got like some stuff. Some people have used it. I'm gonna put it C. I feel like that's a safe spot for it. Lucario, I'm gonna put it C. It's fine. It's nothing special. Armarouge is B. I think Armarouge is a solid B. Size spam stuff has been super solid. I'm gonna put Ceruledge in the same category, because it has actually been popping up again recently. I think both of these Pokemon are incredibly solid. Armarouge is just a touch better, but I think with the Ruinous Pokemon getting added, it's not going to be as good. Let's see here. Wishcash, I mean, just throw it down there. It doesn't matter. It's not super common. I think Bellybolt's a C. You can get away with some Bellybolt stuff. Goodra, same deal. I think it's C. It's strong, good special attacker, good wall. So I think that's a good place for it. Toxicroak, again, C. It's fine. It does things. Kilowattrel, I think it's a C. Tailwind Setter, you know, it does things. I think that's a good place for it. Vaporeon, I think these can get away with being C as well. Flareon doesn't do anything though, so I'm gonna put it in D. I haven't really seen any Espeons. Umbreon, I think just because of what Umbreon does, even though it's not super common right now, Umbreon just defaults to a C tier. I think it'll eventually make a comeback as a support Pokemon. It just isn't super prevalent right now. D tier for Leafeon. I didn't mean to grab Dedenne. This is a D tier as well. And then Sylveon, I'm gonna put at a solid B. Great Pokemon, good damage output. It's just a really solid Fairy Bring right now. Dedenne, F. No one's using that Pokemon. The Dunsparce, I'm gonna give it a C category because people are able to pull some stuff off with it in on the ladder. It's just nothing special. Middle of the road Pokemon. Farigiraf. I want to give it a B because it is a very good Pokemon, but I want to say it like these are in no particular order, but if I had to put them in an order, like I think Farigiraf goes at like very top of C tier, like bottom B. Like it's a good Pokemon for Trick Room setup. And it just do I move it up? I think it's a very good Pokemon. It's the thing. I'm gonna go again. I think it's top of C. I think it's top of C tier. Muck. I'll give it a D tier. Doesn't do a whole lot. Just because this has Intimidate, I'm gonna put my Bostiff in a C tier. You can get away with having it on a team. Toxtricity, same deal. I think it's C. It does good damage. Pair it with the right Pokemon, you can pull some stuff off with it. Pachirisu. I think it's fine. You can add it to a team. It'll do stuff. I think Pachirisu just because of the support moves it has access to can get away with being in a C tier. I think the same can be said for Grafaiai. Stantler doesn't really do a whole lot. I think Weirdeer will have potential, but Stantler doesn't do much. Okay, here we go. This is an A tier. There's no denying that. There's no debate. Amoonguss goes straight up there on the list. Electrode, explosion stuff. It's very fast. You can get away with it. Magnezone, I think same deal. You can throw it on certain teams with the analytic boost. Pretty nice. Ditto. I really haven't seen anybody playing Ditto. Like, I'm going to just put it D. Like, or, I mean, it's okay. I'll put it C. I don't think it's anything special this gen. No one's really going after Ditto. Arcanine, because of what Arcanine is and what Arcanine does, how it fits on so many teams, I think I have to put it in A tier. Ursaring doesn't do much. I'm just gonna put it C. Zangoose, D. Seviper, D. Altaria. I'm gonna put it C. It doesn't. I mean, it's got Tailwind. You can do some stuff with it. Oh, I forgot Sawsbuck. I mean, not that it matters because it's just gonna go way low on the list. But anyways, honestly, Go-Go isn't that bad. I'm gonna give it C. I've used a team with Go-Go. It was a lot of fun. I think Go-Go isn't super terrible. I'm gonna give Tauros. I'm gonna put it up higher because I think it is a good Pokemon. A C. I don't know if they have both forms on this list. Because if they do, let me look. I don't see the other forms, but it's a good Pokemon. Especially the water and the fire breeds. Pyroar, D. Actually, I'm just gonna put an F. It sucks. Skuntank, right there. Zoroark, I think you can get away with some cheeky stuff with it, so it goes C. Weavile, Same deal. Murkrow. It's definitely fallen off, but I still think it's a B tier Pokemon. I still think it's B tier. It can still get away with stuff on ladder. So I think it's still pretty solid. Honchkrow, it's D. I mean, I guess you could put it C just because it can do things. But it's just not a very good Pokemon. I'm gonna put it D. That might be slander. Some might disagree. I think Gothitelle has definitely worked its way up recently, especially with like the increase in popularity of like Parish Song teams. I think Gothitelle is actually a solid B tier Pokemon. Let's see who else we have. I have not seen any Poltegeist. I'm gonna just put it in D. I've not seen a single soul rock a Poltegeist. Mimikyu, I want to put in B because it's actually a very solid Pokemon with between like the Trick Room stuff as just an offensive attacker, Will-O-Wisp as a support Pokemon. Like, it's just a really all-around good Pokemon, and I think it deserves to be in this category. Do they not have Indeedee female on this list? Do they only have Indeedee male? Okay, interesting. I think Klefki, I'm going to put way up here at the top of C. It's starting to see a spike in use. Because I don't think there's another Indeedee on the list, I think this is just the only one. We're going to put it in the B tier because it counts for both. Just like Tauros counts for all the Tauros, so this will count for all the Indeedee. I think it's a B tier. I think it's just really good redirection. It sets Psychic Terrain to shut down priority moves. I think it's just a really good all-around Pokemon. Deserves to be in that category. Bramblegast, I'm going to put it C just because people can do stuff with it. Toadscruel, I think it's a C tier Pokemon. Tropius, I mean, I'm going to put it D. Just because not many people are using. I know some people have been using Tropius, but it's not like a super popular Pokemon. Lurantis can go into D. Cloth, unfortunately, I love Cloth. I think it's a great Pokemon. It goes pretty low on the list there. Scovillain, I think this is a C tier. You can get away with it on certain teams with the chlorophyll stuff. It's a really cool Pokemon with cool typing. I think it's got some unique stuff, especially on ladder. You can get away with stuff with it, so I'm gonna give it C. This is just D. It's a horrible typing. It doesn't do enough to make it worthwhile. Rabska, I'm gonna give it C. This is going to get D. Fortress also going to get D. No one's really running it. No one's doing anything spicy with it. Scizor is a C tier. I'm going to put it higher up on the C tier. I think actually that Scizor is going to get a bit better now that the Ruinous Pokemon are here. I think Scizor is a pretty solid bring actually right now. And I think it's going to get a little jump in usage stats this new format. So I definitely think that Scizor is pretty solid. It's a really high if C tier, if not B tier. Let's see. Who else? Heracross doesn't do anything, unfortunately. I wish it did. I really wish it did. I love Heracross. Espathra, it's a C tier Pokemon. Does certain things. It works well with like Sandy Shock, stuff like that. Hippowdon, I mean, it's a sand setter. I'm gonna give it C just for that reason alone. Crocodile, I'm just gonna give it C. No one's really playing it, but I think it's fine. Same with Sandaconda. You can do stuff on a sand team with it. Mudsdale, I'm gonna give it C. A lot of these are just like C tier. I think Volcarona, honestly, could get away with being a B tier Pokemon. I'm gonna say Volcarona is a B tier Pokemon. Really good with, it's got a bunch of different sets, whether you use it as like a support Pokemon or if you use it as like a Quiver Dance, like offensive Pokemon. It's really solid all around. Salamence, I'm gonna give Salamence a very tippy top, very tippy top C tier. Okay, because it's good in certain settings, but with the Paradox Pokemon being included, it has been outclassed and dropped dramatically in use from Series 1. I still think it's a good Pokemon. It's just there's other things that do what it does better right now. Tinkaton, I'm going to put it, as much as it pains me, I'm going to put it at the very tippy top of C tier. I think it's a fantastic support Pokemon. It's one of my favorite Pokemon this generation. and I wish I could put it higher, but it's just not that great right now. It was really fun to use in Series 1 and at the start of Series 2, but right now we're just not getting a whole lot out of it. Hatterene, it's the same deal. I'm gonna put it right here, at the tippy top of C. It could almost be a B tier Pokemon. There's just other Pokemon like Indeedee Armarouge are being the main Trick Room setters right now. The other Pokemon are filling its role better right now. It's still a super solid Pokemon, and I wish I could tip it over the edge, but it's right at the cusp of being a B tier Pokemon. Grimmsnarl. I think Grimmsnarl actually is. I want to put it at a B tier. I'd seen us jump back into use, especially with Misty Terrain. You're able to just change the terrain on the opposing Pokemon. I think it's a pretty solid bring still. Just because of Prankster and the screens and everything that it does, I think it's pretty solid. Wugtrio does nothing. I just hate that Pokemon, honestly. That's why I got F tier instead of a D tier. Palafin, I'm going to put at an A. It has been so good, consistently. If you look at the results of a lot of these tournaments, Palafin is just there, especially paired next to Pelipper. It's just a fantastic Pokemon. It doesn't even need Pelipper to be a fantastic Pokemon, so I have to give it an A tier. What do we got? This is... No. It's D. Cyclizar. I mean, I'm going to put it C just because you can do things with it. With Shed Tail. I don't think it's that great. I'm going to do the same for Orthworm. I think that one can go there. Who's up on my list? Sableye. It's like top of C tier. I mean, it does things. It's pretty fun to use. It's just not super common or super popular. But I think it's still a very good Pokemon. This does nothing. Phalanx does nothing. Hawlucha, much like Phalanx, does nothing. Spiritomb, nothing. Let's see, where were we at? Noivern. I'm gonna give it C. It's got Tailwind. It's pretty fast. Can do decent damage. It's a C. It's nothing special. Dragapult. I think Dragapult's very good. It's just not... There's so many Pokemon that counter it that I have a hard time putting it in B. And you're not seeing it on as many teams as you were in Sword and Shield. I'm going to put it at the tippy top. Tippy top here of C. I think it's borderline B tier. It's just a very good Pokemon still because of its speed. I think it will actually see a jump in use now that Chien-Pao is available. I think Dragapult and Chien-Pao is actually very good together. Who do we got? Where are we at? Glimmora. I don't want to say Glimmora is a B tier. I want to say it's C. It's not super common, but it's not a bad Pokemon by any means. Houndstone. It's C. Does things on sand teams. It's pretty cool. Oranguru. Again, it's a C. It's not bad by any means. It's not at the bottom for any particular reason. It's just another Trick Room setter, and it's pretty good next to like Torkoal and stuff. It's just not as popular right now as it was in Series 1. Tyranitar, I'm actually going to give B. I think Tyranitar is extremely solid as a rock type with a Terra option. It is just a menace to get off the field. I think it's really good right now. I think it's a fantastic Pokemon. Scrolling down, back down. So Sojourner, I will give it a C because I've seen people running it and it's been doing decently. I will give it a C on that basis alone. Ice-Q, I think it could be fine on snow teams. I'm gonna give it a C. Nothing special there. Let's see. Palisand, Pincurchin actually. Pincurchin, because of what it does, gets a C alone. Sets the electric terrain, can boost Quark Drive, you know, that kind of thing. Palisand, I think is like... I think it can get away with stuff, so I'm going to put it in C. I don't think it's anything special. It's like bottom of C. Bottom of C. Who do we have next? Slowbro. I'll put it in C just because. Same with Slowking. Like, they are on some teams. They're just not super common. Gastrodon. Oh, where do I put you? I think you're like tippy top of C. Like, you're good. You're just not seeing the kind of play that I was expecting you to going into Series 2. I was expecting Gastrodon to kind of go off. Cloyster. I'm going to put it like top of D. It's kind of mid. Same with Quillfish. It's just mid. Goes to D tier. Love Disc. Get it out of here. It's F. Lumineon, I've actually seen used, and it gets Tailwind, it gets Chilling Water, it gets Safeguard. I'm making it a C tier Pokemon, okay? That might be a hot take, but it actually does things, and it's a pretty solid Pokemon. Bruxish, I don't even know what you do. I don't even know what you do. You're gonna be D tier Pokemon. Alomalolololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololol Dragalge. I think you can get away with saying Dragalge is a C tier, but like bottom of C tier. Actually, I'm gonna put it high D. Like it's mid. This is mid. It could probably be put into C tier, but it's like it's borderline. Rotom. Rotom, I'm actually gonna put at the tippy top of C. It's not seen as much use, but I still think Rotom's a very good Pokemon. So I'm not gonna discredit it. It's gonna be at the tippy top there. Electros. I'm gonna put it high D. Just because. Same with Toxapex. Like they don't do anything right now. In VGC. Toxapex might see a jump with these new stall teams that are coming out with Wo-Chien. But I don't know how popular it'll be because we do still have timer. Flamigo, C tier. It's C tier, solid C tier. Dragonite goes immediately up to the A tier position. Dragonite is incredibly solid, has been since the start. It's kind of phased out at start of Series 2 and then come back in. I think it's going to be even better with Chien-Pao next to it. So I think Dragonite is super solid this gen as a competitive Pokemon. Frostmoth. I don't even think I've ever seen it on a team other than like maybe a mono ice team. That gets C just because it sets snow. Delibird, the wrong version, goes F. Doesn't do anything. This is D tier. Doesn't do a whole lot. We're getting there. We're almost to the end. Almost to the end here. This is D. Doesn't do a whole lot. I'm going to give this, like, tippy top of D. Cryogonal, D. Cetitan. Cetitan can go right into the C tier. It's fine. It does damage. It works on snow teams. It's decent. I think you can say the same for Avalugg. It's like it works on some teams. It gets away with some stuff. It's not great, but it's not terrible. In Braviary, you get Tailwind. You just go there. Now, Bisharp actually is not bad with Eviolite. And King Gambit, I think, is a solid B, like a very tippy top of B tier. I think it's a really good Pokemon. I want to put it into A, but I can't right now. I really can't. Hydreigon has been consistent. I'm going to give it a B because it's been consistent the whole way through. It's been a very solid Pokemon. It has fallen off in use, but it's still seen play. It still has been very good. Dondozo, I'm going to give it a B. Good Pokemon. It hasn't fallen off that as much as I thought it might after the nerf. Tatsugiri goes right next to it. I'm going to speed this up because we are getting really deep into this video. Great Tusk. This is a B tier. B tier, B tier. Brute Bonnet, I think, is a solid C tier. It's not seen a ton of play, but it's not terrible either. Same can be said for Screamtail. Goes there. Fluttermane is an A tier Pokemon. Fluttermane is definitely A tier. There's no debating that. It's super good. It's on like 50% of teams. Slitherwing, C. It's fine. It does things. Sandy Shocks, C. It does things. It's good. It's strong special attacker. Plays really well right now. Treads, I'm going to give it C. It's good. It can do things. Bundle is another A. Very good Pokemon. Iron Hands, another A. Good Pokemon. We have Iron Jugulus. C tier. Does stuff. Iron Moth, C tier. Then we have another C tier. It does things. You can use it. Excalibur, I'm going to give B, and that might be a hot take, but this Pokemon is consistent. So consistent. Goldango, A tier. I think it's going to fall off a little bit with the Ruin Pokemon being added, but Wo-Chien. I'm going to give Wo-Chien a solid B. I think all the Ruin Pokemon are B. That's what I'm going to say. All the Ruin Pokemon are B tier, without a doubt. I think they're all good. I think they're all usable. It's just a matter of which one you want to rock with. So I'm going to put them, yeah, right there. Roaring Moon. I'm going to give it a B. I think Roaring Moon is a B tier Pokemon. Iron Valiant is C. You can do stuff with it. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not a super fun Pokemon to use. And then we have Koraidon and Miraidon. I'm going to give them each like tippy top of B. I think both are really going to be pretty good when they get added to competitive play, and they may move up on the list because of that. But do I just put them in A? I think I might just put them in A. I think I might just put them in A for that. They're going to be good. They're going to be on like every team when they get added, one or the other. And then just because we don't have an S tier Pokemon, who do I want to add? Do any of them feel S tier? I think Flutter is up for debate. I think this is fine though. I think this list is incredibly solid the way it is. Yeah, I think this looks really good. We don't have to worry about any of these guys. These are all just pre-evolutions, and the last couple, Quagsire and Berserker, aren't available in Compet. So these are the Pokemon that I think everybody's sitting pretty where they're at. Like, I think all of these are just right. Like, these are your, like, oh, let me pick, you know, a couple good ones. Let me hop into B tier to kind of fill out the rest of my team. And maybe if I want to add a little spice, let's grab some C tier Pokemon. Or if I have some cool tech ideas to grab some of these. So I think this looks great. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Honestly, I'm very curious what people have to say. I think it looks pretty solid to me personally. So that is going to be it. This video was a little longer than I anticipated. These list videos usually do take a bit longer, but I had a lot of fun with it. Let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe for daily competitive Pokemon content from me in the future. Also check out the Discord. People over there hanging out, playing Pokemon all the time. And if you want to see more from me, check out this video where I talk about the best Pokemon from every generation. Really cool list thing that's been going around on Twitter and stuff. I finally did a video on it, and I think it's a lot of fun. So check that one out. And also check out some VGC videos where I hit the ladder with these really cool teams. There's a Mousehold team that I used that was a lot of fun, as well as a Sarah Ledge team. So super cool stuff. But until next time, peace.